Hi guys, welcome to week 3 of online school, online learning. Algebra 1. Today we're going to talk about inequalities. We're going to be solving inequalities. An inequality is very similar to an equation, except instead of an equal sign, you're going to see a symbol that is one of these, okay? An inequality. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay, so why do we use inequalities? Well, they're more real life than equalities, which are equations with the equal sign. Okay, because some things have more than one answer, more than one possible answer, and sometimes we need to estimate. Businesses use inequalities for their inventory, to plan production lines, to produce pricing models. They could use them for shipping of goods and services, warehouses to hold those goods. Basically, any type of profit or loss type of equating is usually done in the form of inequalities, so that we basically get an answer that says, okay, for me to maximize my profit this month, I need to make a number that is greater than or equal to this number. So that means that it doesn't have to equal that number. It could be more than that number, but my sales need to be at least that. So greater than or equal to that number, okay? Or maybe we need, as far as losses, we need something that's less than or equal to a certain number. Maybe we can only spend a certain amount, but we could spend less. So we don't want to say your spending has to equal this. You'd want it to say your spending needs to be less than or equal to this. Okay, so that's where the inequalities kind of come into play in real life situations. So I want us to be familiar with them, because we also do some graphing of different shapes like parabolas and things like that in Algebra 2 that I want you guys to be ready for, okay? So we basically solve these inequalities the same way that we solve equations. We still have our variables on both sides here. We still, everything on this side is greater than everything on this side. So we still have to keep this balance by doing the same thing to both sides. Okay, there is one specific thing that's a little bit different with inequalities than equalities, and that is when you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality. Okay, so I'll hopefully get to show you that. I will get to show you that with some of these, but that's basically the one thing that you have to remember that's different when you're solving inequalities rather than equations. Everything else is essentially the same steps and process, and isolating the variable, getting it by itself, getting all the numbers to the other side, that type of thing, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started, and then you'll hopefully be able to see what I'm talking about. So we have negative 7p minus 4 is greater than 26p minus 94. Okay, so let's start by getting all of our numbers on the right and our variables on the left. So over here I have negative 4. So I'm going to add 4. Let me scoot this in a little so you guys can see it a little better. Is that a little better? Okay, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Okay, it cancels over here, plus 4 over there. Now I have negative 7p is greater than 26p minus, I added 4, so minus 90. Okay, so I had negative 94, I added 4, they give me negative 90. So now I have negative 7p is greater than 26p minus 90. So now let's get this 26p to the other side. So we're subtracting, right? When you add and subtract, you don't have to change the equality. Only when you multiply or divide by a negative number. So if you multiply and divide by a positive number, leave it. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, that's the thing, okay? So subtract 26p, cancels over here. Negative 7 minus 26p is really plus a negative, so that's going to give me 33p equals negative 90. Okay? Sorry, negative 33p equals, I'm already doing it. Greater than. So don't trip up like I just did and put an equal sign, because then it'll be confusing, okay? So now I have negative 33p is greater than negative 90. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm about to divide both sides by this negative 33 to get that p by itself, right? So divide by negative 33, divide by negative 33. Now I'm going to come over here. I have to flip my inequality. Right now it says greater than. Over here for my answer, it's going to say less than. So P, right, because this cancels, is less than negative 90 over 33. Okay? Don't worry about simplifying your fractions right now or going from improper to mixed numbers right now. I just want you to focus on solving it and understanding when you flip that sign and when you don't. Okay? So P is less than negative 90 over 33. Okay? Pretty simple. Let's do the next one. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. It's my fancy printer under there. Okay. So now we have 55C plus 13 is less than or equal to 75C plus 39. Okay? Less than or equal to. When you see the less than or greater than symbol with the line under it, that means less than or greater than, whatever it is, or equal to. Okay? So we'll go over that a couple of things with that too in a minute. So let's start solving this one. Let me subtract 13. Because you know me, I like to keep my variables on the left if I can. Okay, so now it becomes, let's see if I can get a little lower here and that will help. Okay, so 55C is less than or equal to 75C plus 39 minus 13, 9 minus 3 is 6, 3 minus 1 is 2, so plus 26, right? So 55C less than or equal to 75C plus 26, I'm going to subtract 75C from both sides to get my variables all on the left. Okay, it's going to cancel over here. I'm going to have something is less than or equal to 26. Okay. Just want to make sure you guys can see it better. And 55 minus 75 is going to be negative 20C is less than or equal to 26. Divide by negative 20. Divide by negative 20. C, I have to flip it, is now going to be greater than or equal to, see how I flipped it? 26 divided by negative 20. Or negative 26 over 20. Okay? So, really quick, those are the type of problems you guys are going to see on your work assignment today. But what I want to reiterate is the meaning of the inequality. So, if you see something like y is less than or equal to 4, well, that means that the answer could be 4, could be 3, could be 2, could be 1, could be 0, could be negative 1, could be any number that is less than or equal to 4. Okay? And if it didn't have that or equal to part, and it was just y is less than negative 4, or less than 4, then it couldn't be 4. It could only be all these numbers less than 4. Okay? Here is your assignment. Grab a piece of paper and a pencil and write it down. Okay, hopefully you can pause it there and do that. And remember, turn these into me on Zoom or take a picture and send me an email, and I will make sure that your name gets put in the drawing if you complete the assignment for this video and for the one on Thursday. Okay? Remember, my office hours on Zoom are Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. for math questions and 12 noon for social time. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Send me an email, and I'll see you soon.